Welcome, everyone, to Homeless in San Diego. I am Greg Angel, your host and CEO here at Interfaith Community Services. I'm joined today by two repeat guests who I am so thrilled to be with again, Mr. Tracy Henderson and your remarkable son, Caleb Henderson. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for
You're
having
welcome.
us.
How many years ago was it that you all were on the show?
It's like it's been about 10 years ago.
It was a
Yeah.
while. It was a while. Yeah, because we were talking before the show started that it was back when we recorded at a studio in downtown San Diego.
Totally.
And that's about how long, Tracy, you and I have known each other, is going on a decade or so
Wow.
now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We met when you were a guest in our Recuperative Care Program,
Yes, sir.
which has now expanded, by the way. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we outgrew the center where you were at here in Escondido, and we moved into
Wow.
a 100-bed recuperative care center right across the street. We'll have to go check it out.
Wow, for sure.
Yeah,
Oh, 100 beds.
helping even more people. And one of the reasons we've been able to do that, Tracy, is that you've shared your story, you've shared your strength, you've inspired others, you've also educated the community, and now you're coming back to do more of that. So thank you again for coming on the show.
For sure, Greg. It's a pleasure.
Tracy, you served in the U.S. Navy and veteran. You have a family here locally. What else do you want to share about yourself, your life before? And then we want to hear a little bit about what happened that led you to experience homelessness and what that was like.
Sure, Greg. Well, it was like walking in the dark, actually. And so I questioned God, if you really with me, give me some type of sense of direction. It was just me and my little service animal. The last marriage, I went through a divorce and I was living out of my car.
Hmm.
And that's when I talked to somebody at the VA and they got me in touch with Interfaith. And Interfaith, the recuperative care, they helped me and my dog Max to get in like stable housing for like 4 months, feeding us, taking my medication and stuff like that consistently. And so it's been a miracle.
How long had you been living in your car?
I think about a year and a half.
Do you remember what that was like? Like what a day was like in that
Yeah,
time?
while I was up in Temecula area, and so the churches up there would help us. They would give us food vouchers to go to Stater Brothers. They would give me gas cards
Hmm.
to if I could put gas in my car. And so I just went around to the church services. So I was able to take Max to all the church services and stuff like that.
Max is your service dog, and Max was with us last time.
Yeah, yes,
Max
sir.
isn't here anymore.
No, he's
But
not here
he's
anymore, but in spirit, he is.
absolutely, absolutely. Caleb, what was that like during that time when your dad was living out of his car?
Yeah, it was rough. Just reflecting back, I was in community college at the time. Um, and I just remember being so concerned as a student, um, just trying to figure out like life myself, and so just worrying about my dad and just where he's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Just him having his own place. That was a concern of mine. I think now that we have a home together, it's just a full circle experience for me.
Hmm.
It's very, very weird,
Hmm.
I would say. A very strange experience to go from me and him not living in the same home um, because my mom and him divorced. And so he never got the chance to have that father and son relationship as we wanted.
Hmm.
We've always been around each other and he's always been there for me, but I've never gotten a chance to live in a home with him for multiple years.
Hmm.
And so that kind of messed with my psyche a little bit. And so I was really grateful, many years later now to have that experience. Yes, I'm 30, but 31. But I'm very grateful for the experience that I have now with him to kind of get those times back that I couldn't have with him as a younger boy, to be able to have that lost time, recover as a man.
Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank
Very
you.
powerful perspective. Tracy, when you were in our recuperative care program, you were working on stabilizing your situation, trying to secure some additional resources, get your feet under you, right, and
Yes, sir.
get a good path forward. You were also spending time connecting with your son.
Yeah, I got permission, the time off to go to my son's graduation from college,
Hmm.
and it was just really a blast because even one of the 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 um the people that lived also there, the veteran, gave me a ride to the college. So he met my son for the first time too, and it was really amazing to go from not being able to go, I hadn't seen my son for a while, to a phone call and then going to visit graduation with Max.
Amazing. And then during that time, you also worked on because you have some benefits from the VA that you hadn't secured at the time, right?
Right.
That weren't available to you, and so you worked with Interfaith and some other representatives to help get those benefits and provide some real stable income for yourself.
Yeah, I was only getting like $1,000 a month, and I got that when I was homeless from the VA. And so right after I was getting help from Interfaith, the DAV helped me to receive an extra $3,000 a month. And so now I haven't had to work since 2012 because of my disabilities.
When I believe you shared beforehand that you're 100% service,
Disabled.
100%, yeah. And so, but that's a hard process to navigate to get to that point.
You betcha.
So good for you for being able to stick through that, and thank goodness you didn't have to stay on the streets any longer while you were going through that.
That's correct, Greg.
I remember, Tracy, when you were in our recuperative care center, you were connected. It might have been with HUD Vash with a housing voucher,
Yes,
and then
sir.
I remember you moved into a small cottage in Vista that
Yes,
we had
sir.
to find a place that would work for both you and
And
Max, your
Max.
service dog.
Yes,
Although
sir.
backing up, you were, I think, the first resident at our recuperative care center who had a service dog.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
right?
Yes, Greg, that's correct.
See, groundbreaking. Like we hadn't had anyone there. We didn't have a policy. We didn't know whether, right? But
Thank you guys for looking out for us.
well, thank you for
Forever grateful.
Tracy. You're the leader, so you're the one who helped us identify the importance of that, and then worked with our team to create the system now for that. I was over at a different. We're leading a navigation center, shelter in Oceanside now, and I was over there just last week, and I think there's like 6 or 7 pets over there right now.
Wow.
And so,
Wow.
like, it's funny, we were talking earlier about like how Max is with us in spirit.
Totally.
Well, he's also with us. The imprint of what he helped create
Totally.
is
That's
also there
correct.
for the people we're serving in Oceanside and other communities
For sure.
who are able to keep their service animals and their pets with them.
That's neat.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So you were you got out of the recuperative care program, you got into housing, you had the benefits. Yeah, just tell me a little bit more, guys, about kind of what that was like for both of you. It's not often that we have a father son combo, that we have a parent here, a family here together to
Right.
share their journey. So,
Can I add? Me and my son, it was kind of rough because our relationship, when I was going through a divorce with his mom, she didn't want me to see him.
mm,
And so I had to go through supervised visits.
yeah,
They wanted to make sure I was okay.
yeah, yeah.
And so I would talk to Caleb and I would let him know one day we're going to talk to people and we're going to encourage people about the situation that we're going through right now. And so it's happening right now.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
He was only 7.
What do you think about that now, 31 years old, looking back
It's
at
a
that?
full circle moment. It really is. That's why I said it's weird, it's special, it's not something you see every day, but I love the fact that I can inspire people by my maturity and in realizing that my dad and I, we had our shortcomings, but we work with it and we have prospered so much together, just understanding each other and me being so grateful for his service, first of all, first and foremost, his service in the military. And I tell him that all the time. I tell him how grateful I am of his service because I feel like a lot of veterans don't get a lot of respect, unfortunately. And now more than ever, there's disrespect to veterans. Not just only veterans that are homeless and out on the street and looking for work and opportunities, but veterans that are freshly in the military trying to find their way. And so, my goal as a student and a scholar is to make sure that a student and scholar of health, my goal is to make sure that veterans get what they need as far as medical. So that's going to be what I'm in school for. And that's why I'm really trying so hard to focus in school because so many people are medically indigent, especially veterans. If you look at the research, it's just across the board, it's just absolutely unacceptable. So it's great to see what Interfaith is doing to help communities, to help people, to help families, and importantly, veterans that are lacking in some way, whatever that is, you guys are fulfilling that need. So thank you, Interfaith, for continuing to push that message and that mission that you guys have, which is looking out for um, people that need just a little assistance and a little help.
Yeah, because the help sometimes is out there, but it's you don't know about it. People don't know about it. They don't know how to access it,
Yeah,
or it's just challenging to access. During your time at Interfaith, Tracy, you were able to connect with a whole variety of types of support: health services, housing services, animal support services, all sorts of things, right? And so, Caleb, you're right that a lot of veterans are wounded, have sacrificed, have given of themselves as you have, Tracy, and aren't always. It can be challenging to know where to go to get that
absolutely.
support. For our listeners, you can actually hear the whole story. You can hear even more. Go back to the episode that you guys joined us for back in 2019. We're gonna have it linked in the show notes, and you can really get the experience then. What we want to go to now is something pretty amazing that's happened. So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back, and can't wait for you all to share what your latest accomplishment is.
Sounds great.
Hey, welcome back, everyone, to Homeless in San Diego. I am here with Tracy Henderson, his remarkable son, Caleb Henderson. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to
Thank you
the
for
to
having
the
us.
Glad to be
episode.
back.
We were sharing just before we went to break that you all have done something pretty remarkable. So, we've talked about your experience, Tracy, being homeless. Talked about you coming into our recuperative care, moving into an apartment. But tell our listeners what happened this last August.
Yeah, this last August I became a homeowner. So I went from paying rent of $1660 to over $4,000 a month. And so it's been a really amazing journey. And I'm so thankful, and it's all because of Interfaith.
Well, it's all because of you and who you are and what you've done.
Thank
We're
you.
happy to be a part of it, right? And to support you and
Yes,
to walk
sir.
alongside you. But also, the dynamic duo, the two of you guys doing the work that you've done. So how did that come about to go from renting and living in the home that you were in to being able to purchase a home? And what was that experience like for you, Tracy?
Well, I didn't know if I would be able to get it. My son's mom kept saying, "We got to get you into a home for you and Caleb can live together." And she hit my ex-wife went and found the house for me
Oh,
and
okay.
Caleb.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so she went to the house. She went and prayed over the house, her and Caleb.
We
And
sure
then
did.
I came there and I said, "Yes, I would love to have this home." I didn't have no experience. I didn't know if, my income would qualify me for zero money down. I didn't know the VA could help me and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I got help from the VA, zero money down. They even gave me $40,000 worth of incentives. So the builders and the owners really wanted me to move in bad.
Yeah, huge credit to the VA for offering those programs, and I'm so glad you're able to take advantage of those. And so, is this the first time that you guys are together, living together?
Yes, since he was 7.
Since I was 7. Yeah. So that's why it's such a full circle moment for me.
Yeah.
Because when I was 7, that was just it was a mess. I'll be,
Hmm.
frank with
Hmm.
you. Just I had to testify. I was subpoenaed to court. It was a very nasty divorce.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful that my parents are on a more than just talking terms, that they're actually friends.
Oh, that's the
Like
best.
my dad said,
Yes.
my mom found the house. My stepdad My brother's father actually is a realtor and helped to sort of get that bridge, that
Mhm.
connection between
Mhm.
finding the home that my mom found and actually talking to the realtor company. And so that was just great to see that the network that we have ourselves, speaking of resources,
Mhm.
we were able to find those resources and utilize the resources within our own family. And so that is just so impactful to be able to have family members that are resourceful as well along with Interfaith. I mean, it's just completely incredible. My dad's favor that he has by God. It's just quite remarkable and very inspiring. I'm so inspired by my dad because he's able to take what he's been through and not let it, affect him in a way where he's a victim.
Mhm.
My father has really overcome a lot of circumstances and
Mhm.
he does not feel bad for himself. He does not pity himself, and I appreciate his strength, his
Mhm.
valor.
Mhm.
And every day I'm just reminded of what an example of a upright, righteous man of God is, and it's my dad. So very grateful to have that example.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you, son.
Absolutely. That's what I really think and care about you, And that's why I'm so grateful and inspired by Interfaith. And I want to do work like this, one day. If it's working with them directly, that would be great. If it's making sure that those partnerships are there,
Yeah.
that would be great. More funding is secured, that would be great. That's always a goal because we got to keep programs like this alive.
For sure. For sure. For sure. We
Yes,
can see how
yes,
impactful they are today
absolutely.
with what we're talking about.
Yes.
I asked Tracy earlier what it was like when you first became homeless and what that felt like. I got to ask now, what did it feel like when you walked through the door of your new home being a homeowner?
I wanted to just fall out on the floor and just lay prostrate and just give God all the glory. It was
Amen.
just the thought alone was, if you pay your bill every month, your mortgage, you would not be kicked out.
Hmm.
And it makes me think, if I don't go through any more divorce, if I don't get married anymore, I cannot be kicked out. so, so it's a good feeling.
You've
And I want to add, son, I am so happy that up at age now, me and you, that we live together, and you are the best son ever.
Thank you.
And I
Thank you
want to
so
let you know I
much. I
love you
really
very much,
appreciate that.
and I
Thank
thank
you.
God for what He's doing in our lives.
Me too. I thank God for what He's doing in our lives too. And I'm very grateful that He's brought us together in a beautiful home, beautiful, safe community. So much to be grateful for, Greg. So much to be grateful for. There's a lot to legitimately, my mom's saying, a lot to legitimately complain about.
hmm
However, there's more to be grateful for because you never know. Someone else's situation could be so much more worse than yours.
Truth, 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 truth. Thank you both for sharing today, for just bringing forward this amazing development of not just being a homeowner, but being a family back together,
Yes.
reunited 24
Yes.
years later in
Totally.
residence. Beautiful, beautiful thing. We're gonna go to our final break, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about calls to action.
Perfect.
We're gonna talk about what people can do, and we're gonna talk about what the future holds
Yes, sir.
for you
What
guys and
people
for our
can do.
listeners. All right, we'll be
That's
right
right.
back. Welcome back, everyone. Over the break, Tracy, we were actually talking about some health challenges. I mean, you've struggling with a lot right now, and Caleb, you were sharing how thankful you are that you're able to be here to support your dad. And I'm just thinking about, my God, what would it be like if you were still out on the streets? So it really brings to real point the importance of being able to provide a safe and secure home for veterans who have served, for all people who are going through these struggles. And even more amazing to see all that you've made out of it, Tracy, being able to now be a homeowner yourself.
Yeah, I just want to add that when the VA gave me 100%, I didn't know that they was gonna bank it off of when I was active duty, and so they say I have PTSD. I didn't even know from being in active duty, active wars, that I would even have PTSD. But I'm on medication for that, so it keeps me able to function.
And now you're functioning in your own home,
My
right?
own home.
And what are some of the things that you guys like to do together in your new home?
Cooking and cleaning, washing clothes, um,
Bible study
Bible study,
together.
going to church together.
Said you went out and found a new church together, right?
Found
Yes, we
with
did.
Caleb,
The
I
Rock
found the church.
in
The Rock
Temecula
Church.
Valley.
Church. All right, awesome. And then cooking together. What kind of food do you guys like to cook?
Oh man, we love everything.
We like to bake stuff.
We love to bake things.
We just baked the turkey, but after Thanksgiving,
We won.
Caleb won the turkey.
Nice.
Yeah.
At Roots.
From Roots, Organic Roots. Shout out to Organic Roots and Temecula. We love you guys.
All right, let's do calls to action. We want to hear. Our
Yes.
listeners want to know
What's next?
what's next. What are the calls to action?
We just want to call to action for people to do more because there's so many people in need
Absolutely.
and so many people need the help
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree. When you can do more, do more. When you can. I think that's a very important reiteration. When you
Mhm.
can.
Mm-hmm.
When you have the power, the ability to change someone's life, one moment in time, take it. Take that chance. Because we sacrifice and we take chances on a lot of other things, I feel like, in life. And I think we should sacrifice a little bit more for those that are in need when we can.
It's powerful, and that can be day to day. The moments that we have an opportunity to do that, it could also be just the seasons in life. There are times where we're able to do more, times where we are in need of help ourselves. So yeah, a call to action to do more when you can. It's a beautiful call to action, and to help others, like you were saying, Tracy.
Yes, sir.
Caleb, you're preparing for a career in medicine and helping others. You're looking forward to helping veterans.
Yes.
We were talking offline about your interest in working with groups like Interfaith. So thinking about a calls to action, making a career out of this work
Absolutely.
is an absolute call to action, especially for listeners who are thinking about what they might do in their career or if they want to
Mhm.
make a change in their career.
I call them policy changers or change makers.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I want to be, a change maker. Yeah.
Well, you all are creating change through your sharing today, through your sharing of your strength, Tracy, through your just continued accomplishments.
Thank you.
It feels like every few years I just get a call from you out of the blue, and it's Tracy. I remember one time it was I was able to save up and get a car, and you
Got a
came over
car.
here with Max, and you
Car
were showing
paid
me
off
the
now.
car. Yeah, and
Yeah.
now just a few weeks ago, I wanted to call and tell you, Greg, homeowner.
I want to get me a book about me and Max about our whole journey. So
Well, that's
hopefully-
that's another thing going forward. So thinking about your plans for the future, you guys are talking about sharing your story in a way with others. Either of you want to share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, my dad and I, we were just one day just talking about all his amazing experiences being homeless and being a veteran and having Max. Um, and with those experiences, we thought of him having a book where he could share his stories, either a children's book or both a children's book and maybe a book where it's a little bit more adult, just more for the,
Yeah.
everyday American can read the book and be inspired by his journey.
They're
Yeah.
both needed, right? I
Yeah,
mean, like I could see the more adult focused book being
Yeah.
powerful within the community. And then unfortunately, there are so many kids and so many families
Yeah.
in and out of homelessness, living
Yeah.
with housing insecurities. So for kids to be able to see themselves, right?
That's right.
For sure. And I would love to say that me and Max had such an amazing experience together. And we also, we've written letters to the president. Obama got 3 letters back from him. And we got a letter this year from President Donald Trump. And so I would love to add that into the book about what me and Max did.
Bipartisan, Tracy. You're getting
Yes.
getting letters from all the presidents. That's amazing. I'm not surprised. Nothing you're able to accomplish
I
surprises
did that
me
when I
at
was
this
at
point.
Interfaith. I've written letters to the president and got
Thank
letters
you.
back and framed them.
Thank you. You can
They're
tell
in
the
my
current
house now.
president to stop cutting federal funding if you could do
Right.
that. That would be appreciated.
Write
Yes.
that letter.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for sharing. To our listeners, again, if you want to hear more on Tracy's story, and Caleb joined as well, go back, check out the episode we did a few years back. We have that linked here.
For
Can't
sure.
wait. I feel like this is maybe part 2 of a trilogy. So who knows,
Yes.
right? We'll have you
Yes.
back maybe when the book's ready,
Yeah,
or as you're going into
Yeah.
your career,
Yeah,
Caleb.
that'll be
Who knows
great.
what it'll be.
for
Maybe
sure.
you'll just be bringing the president on at
Maybe.
that point,
You never
Tracy.
know.
Yeah,
Or have
yeah.
millions of dollars to invest
That's right.
to
That's right.
interfaith and helping
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
helping the
yeah,
and needy,
yeah, yeah.
helping the poor.
Tracy, you get the last word.
I am thankful for Interfaith. Greg, I remember when I first seen your last name, I said, Angel, Greg Angel. And I had captured a real angel when my brother had passed away. I said, I have to meet him and show him this real angel that's on my phone that I captured.
I remember
And
that.
so, so it's an amazing story. It just comes to show that when you pray, watch out. God can be very, very close to answering your prayers.